Welcome to Be Well with MS podcast, where we discuss science and science-based tools for day-to-day living with multiple sclerosis. You will also find meditation tracks for building up resilience and improving your well-being. Welcome, I'm Dr. Agnes Trokian, a neurologist, MS service lead, researcher, and clinical research network lead at Torbay and South Devon NHS Foundation Trust in the southwest of England. That's what I do for my day job. Over the last few years, I've become active in teaching self-management, healthy living, and meditation on social media. I also was fortunate enough to receive MS Brain Health and International Award in 2022 for setting healthy lifestyle clinics at the NHS for people with MS. So this encouraged me to dive really deep and conduct the conversations with MS patients, my colleagues, that help people to understand various different aspects and self-help living with MS. My role is to translate medical jargons into more patient-friendly language and share with a wide audience best practice. This podcast is different from other well-known podcasts in the world as it has got guided meditation soundtracks for different clinical situations. For example, prior to the MS diagnosis, after the diagnosis made, or treatment failures, this is a simple self-help tool to feel supported by the medical professional. The other part of this podcast is I conduct interviews with my peers and MS patients where we share evidence-based, up-to-date information, what is known or unknown, and what are practical tools that help to manage MS better, and what patients do for themselves to improve their quality of life. Also, to really understand how brain works living with MS and get better at it and try to preserve brain health, which is super important by implementing pragmatic, realistic steps. Most of the guests are busy medical professionals, so I hold interviews remotely over the Zoom or some other distant format. I encourage my listeners to be active participants by suggesting me which topics to cover and which topics you would like to learn more in the comments section on the media channels such as Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm going to take a careful attention to these comments and number of likes and the subscription I receive. So comment section is a way to give me a constructive criticism or give me praise, but most importantly, let's keep that for the suggestion what you would like to hear for the following topics and future recordings and interviews. These are the main features of Be Well with MS podcast. Every few weeks I will be releasing new episodes and will give you self-management tools in format of soundtrack, recording, or video content. What I mean by the tools, some of them are physical advice or behavior changes and choices. Some of the tools are psychological that you want to do to receive a particular result for your better outcomes. For example, to improve sleep or become less reactive to life challenges, to learn how the brain wires, and what quality of care you should receive from your own doctors and nurses. Other tools will be what you should not be doing to get better focus, performance, sleep, more energy, better mobility. Some tools that relate to nutrition, diet, or prescription drugs, or some devices and technology which help to monitor your performance, monitor your nervous system, underlying body biological reactions. I'm going to cover all of that, all the pluses and minuses of these tools. Please use the comment section to make suggestions, and I will pay attention to this, and you will have an opportunity to shape the podcast. And one more thing, I have 2 Bengal cats. They are active participants at Be Well with MS, in particular one of them, Tigris. He likes to come in and throw one thing by another from the shelves on the floor. Yeah, that's him. He's constant participant, so expect him making noise in the background in the near future. Some of the podcasts will be recorded in the recording studio, so away from the background sounds, and Tigris is going to be more polished with high-tech recordings, and when these are episodes run in the proper studio, supported by the digital team. So tune in and listen to Be Well with MS podcast.